having one of the most important conversations of this season. We're talking to people who've experienced medical gaslighting, particularly women, and by the way, women of all ages. When our next guest was suffering with headaches, nausea, brain fog, and heavy bleeding during her periods, she knew something was seriously wrong. But Tamika Smith's doctor said she was wrong. Take a look.
In my late 20s, early 30s, I found myself having throbbing headaches throughout the day, throwing up, and not being able to think clearly. I was being advised by doctors saying your lab work is fine. One doctor said it was psychosomatic. One doctor told me that they didn't know what was going on. I often wondered, am I being medically gaslit, or are these symptoms really just in my head? I told another doctor that my mother had a history of endometriosis. The doctor stated to me that I was too young to have endometriosis. She was not hearing me. My mother encouraged me to go back to the doctor and demand a laparoscopy. And a few days later, the laparoscopy was conducted and I had endometriosis, just like myself and my mother said from the beginning.
Please welcome Tamika Smith to our show. So, Tamika, you were in your early 30s at the time of this journey starting. For those who don't know, endometriosis is a condition where uterus tissue grows outside of the uterus. It can be painful. I have friends who suffer debilitating. They cannot work. It is the pain. How do you describe the worst of the pain?
It's indescribable at times. Indescribable. It's debilitating. You don't know what's really going on. It's unusual. It's an unusual feeling. It's agonizing. It is pain that you may start to feel like it is all in my head. Maybe I am making this up, to the point you can't get out of bed. I had to have my son to even assist me getting out of the bed many times. I didn't understand the pelvic pain, the nausea, the throwing up, the confusion, the brain fog, even times I didn't even know where I was.
I was so struck by several things on your journey to try to figure out what was wrong. But recently, Halle Berry, she took part in the Time 100 health panel where she talked about being misdiagnosed during perimenopause. She said doctors diagnosed her with herpes. You, during your journey, had multiple OBGYN doctors order STD tests.
Yes.
Why does the mind go straight to that?
It was excessive.
So you're in there with debilitating pain, and they say, let's do an STD test.
I believe strongly, status. I'm a single woman. I'm a Black woman. I'm a young mom. I had my son at 17 years old. This can't be real. Maybe we need to just continuously test you for this STD and this STI.
Your mom is here in the audience, and I know, thank you, Mom, Rita, for joining us. It was your mom who kept pushing for you to have a procedure, I can't even say it, I'm a terrible doctor here. Laparoscopy. What is that procedure?
A laparoscopy is when they take incisions, they go inside of your in your navel, and they start to operate, and they start to look for the adhesions and the scar tissues and the ovarian cysts, fibroids, and things of that sort.
And so you're diagnosed eventually. How long? Years of this?
Years.
Years.
It can be a decade.
And to me, by the time you get to the diagnosis, I don't know if it's what does it feel like? Because I just, oh my gosh, what you were going through.
You actually, for me, it's the stages of grief. The stages of grief.
Explain.
Feelings of just being angry, uncertain. Is it really true? That was most of my feelings. Is it really true? Is this real? But then I just got so angry and depressed. Anxiety, frustration, just the inability to want to get out of bed, to even pamper myself, to even look my best. I lost all of that.
And that's even after you'd received the diagnosis because you've just been worn down by this
Worn
process.
down.